Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today we are jumping right into the world of automated trading. We're going to talk about the specific language that runs behind the scenes on one of the most popular trading platforms out there.
I mean, come on, who hasn't had this thought? Imagine setting up a system that just executes your strategy perfectly, with total discipline, 24 hours a day while you're sleeping or at work or on vacation. Well, guess what? That's not science fiction. That's exactly what automated trading is all about.
But, to really understand why we'd even want a robot trader in the first place, we've got to look at the flip side, the challenges of doing it all yourself.
Yeah, trading manually, it's tough. It's that constant stress of being glued to the charts. You're trying to react in milliseconds when the market just goes wild. And then there are the emotions, right? Fear, greed, they creep in, and suddenly you're making impulsive buys or panic sells that you later regret. And of course, you can't be awake for every single opportunity in a global market that literally never closes. This is the exact problem that automation is designed to solve.
So, what's the solution? How do we do it? Well, we need a way to give a computer our trading plan. We need a language that's built from the ground up specifically for the financial markets.
And that language is MQL4. It's the native tongue of the MetaTrader 4 platform. It was created for one reason and one reason only: to build programs that can analyze market data and execute trades.
And this is the real magic of it. MQL4 is what lets you translate your human strategy, all your rules, your criteria, your logic, into a super precise set of instructions that a machine can follow flawlessly over and over again.
Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds complicated. But honestly, like any language, MQL4 is really just built on a few simple core ideas. So let's break them down. Okay, first up, we have to teach the robot how to see the world like a trader. See, it needs to know the difference between, say, the number of orders you have open, that's a whole number, an int, and the current price of a stock, which has a decimal point, right? So that's a double. And sometimes all it needs is a simple yes or no, a bool, which is just true or false. These are the basic buckets of information we use to tell it what's what. Next, you need some action words. In programming, we call these operators. They're just simple symbols that do all the work: adding, subtracting, or, and this is the big one for trading, comparing. Is the current price greater than my target price? That's it. That simple comparison is an operation.
The language is also pretty smart and forgiving. I love this quirky example from the source. If you try to mix up some text with a number, MQL4 doesn't just crash. Nope, it just mashes them together into a new piece of text. It's a small detail, but it shows you the language was built to be flexible.
And finally, we've got functions. The best way to think about a function is like a specialist you've got on call. Instead of writing out the same complex code to calculate a moving average every single time you need it, you just write it once, inside a function. Then, whenever your main program needs that calculation, it just calls the function, which does its little job and reports back with the answer. Super efficient.
Okay, so we have the building blocks. We've got the vocabulary, the grammar, but how does an MQL4 program actually operate? How does it think? This is where it gets really fascinating. The key to understanding everything is the tick. A tick isn't just a price. The source material is very clear. It's an event. It is a signal from the server that something new has happened. It's literally the heartbeat of the market.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the life of a trading robot. It's not running constantly, burning up your computer, not at all. It actually spends most of its time just waiting, sleeping. But the second a new tick arrives, bam, the platform wakes your program up, it runs through all its logic, checks the new price, analyzes its rules, and then, in a tiny fraction of a second, it's done. It goes right back to sleep to wait for the next market event.
This quote from the source just nails the relationship here. The trading platform, the client terminal, is the boss. Period. It dominates. It decides when your little program gets to wake up and do its thing. Control is passed back and forth, but the terminal is always in charge.
So now we know how it works. What can you actually build with MQL4? What are the tools that go into your automated arsenal?
Well, there are basically three main types of programs. You've got expert advisors, or EAs. These are the full-on trading robots we've been talking about. Then you have custom indicators, which are tools you build to draw unique things on your charts. And finally, you've got scripts, which are for simple, one-time jobs like closing all your trades at once. Now, the most important distinction to get is the one between EAs and indicators. It's super simple. Think of it like this. The expert advisor is the brains. It analyzes, it decides, and it acts by placing trades. A custom indicator, on the other hand, is just the eyes. It can see things, it can analyze, it can draw on the chart to show you stuff, but it has zero power to act. It can't place a trade to save its life.
So, by going automated, you've solved all those messy human problems. The emotion, the fatigue, the slow reactions. But you've also created a brand new challenge for yourself.
As the source material points out here, a simple program just isn't going to cut it. Automation isn't some magic bullet. The real challenge actually shifts from how you execute your trades to how well you design your program. The quality of your automated strategy is now absolutely everything.
So think about it. You now have a tool that can follow any instruction you give it with perfect precision, perfect discipline. The question is no longer how to trade, but what to trade. Your robot is a blank slate. It's only going to be as smart as the strategy you give it. So the real question is, what are you going to teach it?